Gigi!
Counselor, why would you drop the murder charge against Mr. Buchanan?
Because Mr. Buchanan did not murder Edward Ford.
David, where did you get this gun?
The star will hold the diploma, Nate Salinger.
Nate Salinger gave you this?
Yeah, I never pegged him to be a tastemaker, but he sure knows his movie snacks.
It was a lot more than that.
What do you mean?
Nate did it. He had to be the one.
I didn't realize movie snacks had such an influence on you, Pa.
This is about Matthew.
How?
Nora and I tried to piece together what happened the day that Matthew got hurt. So we tried to track all of his movements except for a few hours here. And he was supposed to be alone.
Wait, so you think maybe he was hurt then?
Yeah, that's the only time it could have been. And then we started searching everywhere for a clue. You know, just to try to point ourselves in the right direction.
That's always the hardest part of Supermodel Crime Club, getting a clue.
Yeah, well, we found one. A wrapper from this kind of gum.
You think Nate Salinger put Matthew in the hospital?
I know it.
Madam District Attorney, after several failed attempts to prosecute someone for this crime, I think you would welcome a televised confession.
Yes, I wish I could, but it's a false confession.
Are you sure? After all, it's not as if you haven't botched this case before.
Yes, well, Your Honor, that's exactly why I want to proceed with the most abundance of caution. Mr. Buchanan did not kill Edward Ford, and I can't, in good conscience, let this confession stand.
How do you know Mr. Buchanan lied?
I can assure the court.
The only thing that would assure me is a real suspect. If Todd Manning, Inez Salinger, Nathaniel Salinger, and now Mr. Buchanan did not kill Edward Ford, then who did?
Dad, is this true?
Ms. Buchanan, are you just eliminating the citizens of Landview one by one in this crime? Or do the police have a genuine suspect?
We have a strong indication as to the identity of Mr. Ford's killer.
Really? Do share with us, Madam DA.
I can't.
Why not?
The suspect is out of our jurisdiction.
Well, give me a name and we can fix that.
Your Honor, as you have pointed out, this office has wrongly accused more than one person of this crime. So until we're absolutely ready to file charges, I must respectfully decline to name anyone.
I'll be happy to sign a request for extradition.
If that becomes necessary, Your Honor, I will make application.
You're working to bring this suspect back to Landview?
It is all that Commissioner Buchanan and I think about.
I hope to see results soon.
So do we.
Now, Mr. Buchanan, why did you confess to killing Edward Ford when you didn't do it?
Nate Salinger, the porn king, attacked my little bro. Why?
It's a long story.
You can tell me on the way.
No, hold it.
No,
David.
you hold it. I understand. You're the police commissioner. You can't lay a hand on him. That's why you're lucky you have a son with no scruples.
No. You leave Nate Salinger up to me.
What are you going to do?
You're just going to have to trust me on this.
Well, I always trust you, Pa.
Well, and you can't say a word to anybody.
Well, no, that's where it gets hard.
David, if you say anything, you could hurt Matthew even more.
How's that?
I wish I could tell you, but I can't. Just please, promise me, for Matthew's sake, you're going to keep quiet.
All right, I promise.
Do you know where Nate Salinger is now?
He was leaving the Buenos Dias right before I came here.
Did he say where he was going?
His brother said something about Danny. I bet he went to her house.
Thank you. Thank you. You have helped me more than you'll ever know.
Hey, Pa.
Yeah?
One day, you'll tell me how I helped you, right?
One day. Yeah, thank you.
Help my Pa.
Mr. Buchanan, tell me why you confessed to a crime you didn't commit. Did the DA coerce your confession?
No, Your Honor.
I can see the look, sir. What's going on between you and the district attorney?
Your Honor, I brought a lot of hurt into Nora Buchanan's life. There was bad blood between us, and between me and my brother, as well as kind of public. You probably read about it in the paper. And I chose to retaliate, and I brought a world of hurt upon them, which I lived to regret. I did a whole bunch of stuff that they just didn't deserve. And when I was told that I was dying, I wanted to make amends.
By confessing to a murder you didn't commit?
Yes, it was the only way to protect.
Who were you trying to protect?
You to the... I should have known.
Mr. Buchanan, I'm waiting. Who would you protect by confessing to Edward Ford's murder?
My brother and his wife. I mean, they were catching an awful lot of heat because the case was not solved, and I figured if I copped a plea, then I would, they could clear the case.
You wanted to help their conviction rate?
It was the least I could do. I owed them. Hell, I was dying, and I was facing up to all the things I did wrong, not only to them, but to many other people that I loved. Since I was dying, one more charge against me. It didn't matter if I could make their life a little easier.
Convenience is not the standard for conviction in this court, Mr. Buchanan. Now, as to the other charges against you, what is your plea? Shall we take the charges one by one?
No, Your Honor. To all the other charges, I plead guilty.
Your breakthrough on a case.
Mr. Manning's inside.
That's all right. I'm here to see you.
Is it about that movie thing last night?
No. Would you like a piece again?
Thanks.
Do you like this gum?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
It's pretty hard to find it around here, though.
I've only seen it at one store.
Yeah, it's rare. It's very, very rare. Do you know, Nora and I found a wrapper exactly like this in our living room? It's from the day that Matthew got hurt, so we started looking around, searching for signs of whoever might have been there, because that's where Matthew got hurt. We don't know what happened. We're not jumping to any conclusions or anything. It could have been an accident. We know that Matthew walked away from whatever happened. So maybe that person thought that there really wasn't a problem. And then later, when things went really bad for Matthew, maybe they were afraid to come forward. But we don't know. And that's what eats at Matthew's mom and me, is that we just want to know. Does that make sense, Nate?
It was me.
Back on the record in the Commonwealth versus Clint Buchanan. All parties have agreed to a date for the sentencing. Until such time, Mr. Buchanan is remanded without bail.
What? Your Honor, my father just had a heart transplant. You can't put him in jail.
Sir, sit down. That's exactly what I can and will do.
Your Honor, Mr. Buchanan is still a recovering patient.
And the doctor signed off on his trial proceeding.
May I? Your Honor, I'm Victoria Lord, and I have survived the exact same surgery that Mr. Buchanan just had. It really is far too soon.
Doctor, Miss Lord?
No, sir, I'm not.
Mr. Buchanan's entire medical team signed off on his release. There are doctors and treatment available in jail.
Your Honor,
This isn't up for debate, folks. I've ruled. Mr. Buchanan, you are remanded to the Department of Corrections to await sentencing. The bailiff will take you into custody now. We're adjourned.
Don't worry, all right? We're going to file an appeal.
Let us know whatever you need.
It was good to see the two of you again. Now, don't waste time on paperwork for me. Get out of here and have some fun.
Dad, we can do that and still
We'll see you
file.
again at my sentencing.
Joey and Kelly, go on ahead, okay? I'm going to wait and make sure Clint is settled in.
No, you don't have to do that.
That's not up for debate either.
I love you. I'll see you later, okay?
You hang tough, okay?
Bye, darling.
Could I have a minute? You didn't have to let me off the hook, you know. I'll be spending a long time in jail. Wouldn't have made any difference.
I couldn't live with it. So much wrong has happened. I wasn't going to fix it with another wrong.
Don't you just want it to be over?
More than anything.
I did not mean to hurt Matthew. I went to see him about this thing. And I was mad. So I hit him. And he fell. And he hit his head. But he got back up. Okay? He was walking around, just like you said.
I know.
No, I thought he was fine, Commissioner, really. I did not mean to hurt him like this. And I would give anything to take it back.
Well, I wish you could. Why did Matthew make you so mad, Nate?
It doesn't matter, no.
No, are you sure? Had to be something.
You probably won't believe me, so just forget it.
Tell me, Nate.
Matthew killed Eddie. My father. And I know how that sounds, okay, but he admitted it to me. He would have just let me go to jail. And my mother, the whole time that he knew. So I lost it, okay? I lost it, and that's why I hit him. And that's not an excuse for keeping my mouth shut this whole time. I should have just stepped forward. But I was scared. What would happen? So, what does happen now, Commissioner?
Blair, I have to find Gigi.
I was supposed to call you, wasn't I? It's over.
What happened?
I dropped the murder charge against him.
Judge must have loved that, huh?
Yeah, said something about me being the worst prosecutor ever.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
It was the right thing to do.
Yes, it was.
He pled to everything else. He's in a jail cell now. Where have you been?
I found out what happened to Matthew.
What? You have a suspect?
Not a suspect. A confession. I know who hurt our son.